Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Nyx is in her pajamas and needs to maybe scream into the void before she can sleep. It is literally 11:59 p.m. here. But there was a couple interactions today that just really, really bothered me more than anything else. And the funny thing is, neither one of them, at least the first one I know wasn't. The second one I'm not 100% sure. Were Trump supporters. So the first one is actually the one, yeah, they're both, honestly. Okay, so the first one was a woman walking by and very well intended said that she loved our display of allyship. I don't like being referred to as an ally. There are multiple reasons for this. Just personally, I've never felt that way because, okay, I am an ally in the sense of I will amplify the voices that are being directly oppressed given the topic. I guess that makes me an ally. But I don't consider myself an ally. I consider myself a person affected by this administration, by this reality that we live in. Um, I always have felt different myself, being autistic, being bisexual, not, I understood that as a kid, because, there is a big, there was, especially in the 90s, like I didn't even know bisexual people were existed. I didn't know that was a thing. Um, but I also just grew up in a black neighborhood. I grew up in Brunswick, Georgia. If you're not familiar, look it up. Recommend actually because it does show a lot of how we got here in this country. I grew up in an area where my classmates harassed me because I looked like the people that kept their family down. And have, I understood and I understand now. When people whose skin is darker than mine don't trust me immediately, I absolutely understand because I have met other white people. I see what they are doing to the world and I don't understand why other people are okay with it. So I guess in that sense, I'm absolutely an ally. But I don't consider myself an ally because I consider myself another human being that is also affected by this because these are my friends. I'm new to this area, so not so much here, but these are people that I have loved my whole life. Like someone that I looked up to and admired in high school ended up being killed not long after, I think 2 years after school ended in a drug related incident, rather violently. And I just remember how intelligent he was and how much he wanted out of that. But the system being what it was and his family being how he grew up, he didn't escape. And I absolutely know that even though I have had um, I have had to break the cycle of having a family where drug addiction, alcoholism, and abuse were rampant. It was also easier for me in a society that favors white people. And that's probably why I escaped and he didn't. Just being real, guys. The system is stacked against people of color. Like, it's not. And if you think that this is not about race, I don't know how to help you. Yeah, it started under the guise of going after illegal immigrants, but at least the current thing that's happening. But I mean, it was never about that. and the fact that they've taken over, not taken over, they have attempted to take over, they have invaded Chicago and are actively fighting and attacking and detaining and dragging out of their homes Black people. I watched a video of I know I've said it before, but it's really upsetting. The video, there's so many, but the one I'm thinking of right now is that 19-year-old kid fresh out of high school. I actually think he might have been in Nashville, not Chicago. I can't keep up anymore. It's too much. It's not okay for other human beings to be treated like that. So no, I am not an ally. I am another human being, but I will absolutely amplify your voice. If anybody that wants to make an appearance on my channel, as a matter of fact, please do. I don't have a lot of followers, but anything I can do. Part of that is because of the algorithm has been hiding my content. Real quick, because I am running out of time, because I don't know if you guys know that TikTok limits you to 10 minutes max. So the other interaction I had was a man on a bicycle with a gator shirt on, and he stopped because of my sign that said no kings, and had to argue with me that there's at least one king and his name is Jesus, basically. And I'm like, okay, look, like, Jesus was a great person, like, but I just think that maybe that's not the most important thing to comment on. That you had to stop what you were doing, stop riding your bike to discuss my protest signs with me, only to point out that Jesus is your king, not to talk about what is happening and why I made a sign that says no kings, and why I have signs that say no justice, no peace, and signs that say imprisonment without due process is a concentration camp. Let's talk about that. Do you want to talk about the fact that Jesus had brown skin? Anybody? Guys, this is ridiculous. And the fact that more people showed up in other countries than in ours to protest no kings upsets me just a little bit, to be quite honest. The fact that, yeah, I guess I have found out there was a protest in Gainesville at the park where they did the speech, but like, I don't know, I watched the video, it didn't look like, I don't know. Listen, I guess I just grew up protesting with civil rights protesters. Once I reached adulthood and was able to do my own thing, because my family was racist, is racist, disowned almost all of them, at least the ones that are racist. Anyway. I don't know, I guess maybe I am a little upset with how it was handled. I didn't bother to go because of how it was described. And I found one post with a video, and I fully agreed with the person in the comments that said that it was obvious that Black voices were not included. And I know they did comment and come back and said that they gave the mic to some of them, but I didn't see any Black people in the videos. And I said the description was very discouraging of the event, that you're going to talk at me for an hour and a half and there was no march, and then you're going to caravan to High Springs. And my kid went across the street to get some food, and turns out the group that had been sitting there for hours were from that protest. They told them they were supportive, but they just sat there for hours and watched us protest alone. So yeah, I guess maybe I am an ally. Says Joey here. Love you guys. Build a community. Fuck Trump. Fuck ICE. Fuck deporting people. Fuck prosecuting and oppressing people based on the color of their skin and attacking them. Fuck this administration.